Kiborek Ruben, Member of Parliament, Mokote constituency.
Good afternoon. My name is Julius Odesunkuli, MP for Kilgoris.
I'll ask our secretariat to be able to introduce themselves.
Good afternoon. My name is Hassan Abdullahi, Clerk Assistant attached to the committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Gladys Kiprotich, Clerk Assistant to the committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Marlene Nairo, Principal Legal Counsel.
Good afternoon. I'm Rahab Chapkilin, Audio Officer attached to this committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Hiram Kimugu, Fiscal Analyst.
Good afternoon. Priscilla Saidi, Research Officer attached to this committee.
Good afternoon all. My name is Yakuba, Media Relation Officer.
Good afternoon. Faith Chepkamau, Legal Counsel attached to this committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Abdi Salat, Senior Sergeant at Arms, National Assembly.
Good afternoon. Benson Kimanzi, Sergeant at Arms, attached to the committee.
With us here we have our the team from the fourth estate who are also here. You can we've introduced you. Principal Secretary for I'll just want to make a few comments that this departmental committee on health is established pursuant to the National Assembly Standing Orders 216 and the second schedule to the standing orders. Article 124(4)(a) of the Constitution provides that when a House of Parliament considers any appointment for which its approval is required under the Constitution or an Act of Parliament, the appointment shall be considered by a committee of the relevant House, in this case, Committee on Health. Additionally, the National Assembly Standing Order 216(5)(f) spells out the mandate of the Departmental Committee on Health, which is to vet and report on appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the National Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Order 204. In our procedure for conduct for approval hearings, the procedure for conduct hearings of constitutional appointments is provided in the Public Appointments as Parliamentary Act number 33 of 2011, here referred as the Act. Section 5 of the Act provides that the appointing authority shall, upon nominating a person for an appointment to which the Act applies, notify the relevant House of Parliament accordingly. Pursuant to Section 5(1) of the Act, the House received a message from His Excellency, the President, nominating you to the office of the Principal Secretary, State Department for Medical Services. Upon receipt of the message, the Speaker notified the House of the message from the President in a communication dated 3rd November 2022 and guided that the committee does proceed to conduct the vetting exercise and approval hearings as required under Articles 124(4)(a) and 155(3)(b) of the Constitution. Article 118 of the Constitution provides that Parliament shall facilitate public participation and involvement in the legislative business and other business of Parliament and its committees. 4 of the Act provides that the clerk shall notify the public of the time and place for holding an approval hearing at least 7 days prior to the hearing. In this regard, the clerk did publish an advert in the local dailies and notified the public of the time and place for holding the approval hearings of the nominees in accordance with the requirements of Article 118 of the Constitution and Section 6(4) of the Act. Section 6(9) of the Act provides that any person may, prior to the approval hearing and by written statement on oath, provide the clerk with evidence contesting the suitability of a candidate to hold the office to which it. To this end, and in accordance with the requirements of Section 6(9) of the Act, the clerk filed an advertisement published on 4th November 2022 in various local dailies did invite the public to submit memoranda contesting your suitability. In this regard, by close of the date and time for receiving the memorandum from the public, the committee did not receive any memorandum contesting your suitability to the office of the Principal Secretary, Medical Services. Additionally, the clerk also wrote to the relevant bodies. Those are the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the Higher Education Loans Board, the Kenya Revenue Authority, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, seeking the relevant information relating to your nomination. In conducting the approval hearings, this committee is guided by the provisions of Section 6, 7, and 8 of the Act, which provides that an approval hearing shall focus on a candidate's academic credentials, professional training and experience, personal quality, and background. The criteria specified in the schedule shall be used by the committee during the approval hearing for the purpose of vetting you. Additionally, Section 7 of the Act provides that the issues of consideration by the relevant House of Parliament in relation to any nomination shall be A, the procedure used to arrive at me relating to the office and the suitability of the nominee to the appointment proposed, having regard to whether the nominee's abilities, experience, qualities meets the needs of the body to which nomination is being sought. And Section 7 of the Act shall also form the basis through which the committee shall conduct these approval hearings. Begin with PS nominee. I want to invite you to introduce yourself. I'll have the legal counsel administer the oath to you before you can be able to introduce yourself. Once the legal counsel has administered, want to provide us with the compliance tax KRA, HELEP, ESCC, DCI, and then you'll also give us an introduction about yourself, family background, educational background, work experience, employment record, present engagements. Sorry. And we'll also give you some general questions to ask, which we'll ask you, and our members will be able to ask you questions. We will do around. One person will ask one question, which will respond like that. We'll take another round. So to set us off, legal counsel, where are you? Can you administer the oath, please?
I, Peter Kiplagat-Tum, do swear that the information I shall give before this departmental committee on health on the matter under its consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So you can go ahead. You've signed, okay.
Those documents you have there?
Thank you very much. We placed all the documents in the file, but we want the originals and the ID to be given to give it. You can give it to our legal counsel by there. Your national ID. Go ahead. You can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chairman. and honorable members, let me on the onset take this opportunity to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And again, say thank you very much to His Excellency the President for having nominated me for this position as the Principal Secretary in charge of medical services in the Ministry of Health. Like I had said earlier, my name is Peter Kiplagat Tum. I was born in a place called Kemeloi in South Nandi in 1962. I'm married with 3 children, all of them in the university at various stages. And I'm married to 1 wife. Chair, I went through primary education in South Nandi until 19 to Nyanza to go and complete my class 7 KCPE then, where I qualified and was admitted to a school in Kisumu, which was a day school that time called Kisumu Boys High School. But because it was around 40 kilometers away from home, I didn't take up that position. In Form 1, I was then brought by my parents to study in a school near home, Kemeloi Secondary School. That was in 1977 up to 1980 when I did my O-level and proceeded for my A-levels in a school in Western called Chavakali High School. That was between 1981 and 1982, where I did my Kenya Advanced Certificate of Education. And at that particular moment, Chair, that is when problems started, because I joined the school when the then teachers that had come from Uganda were leaving the country. And because of that turmoil and the 1982 coup, my school did not perform very well, and I ended up now not getting adequate marks to go to the university. But there was an opening around where to join the polytechnics and use that path again, end up becoming engineers. Exactly what I did. Of course, not immediately after 2 years in a secondary school, as I waited for the results, which did not allow me to go to the university directly, so I went to the Kenya Polytechnic. I did my diploma in electrical engineering, Chair, and went to an equivalent of a higher diploma, after which I got an employment Ministry of Health. That is a time they needed technologists to come and to take up medical engineering, service of medical equipment in the national health facilities. Because, Chair, I had now to continue studies, I went to university and I went to undertake a degree in industrial technology, and I qualified in the year 2006 with an upper second class. As I was continuing to work in the ministry, I managed to get a scholarship to undertake a specialized course at in the UK at the University of London. That is in 1996. And I qualified with a postgraduate diploma in medical electronics and medical equipment management. That was on 31st of August, 1997. Chair, I continued as I was working and enrolled myself at the University of Nairobi to undertake a master's degree in energy management, and I qualified in the year 2013. That was in August. So throughout my education chair, I have been a person who had wanted to get the necessary skill to be able to serve this country in the area of medical equipment, and I think that is why, as at now, I'm being interviewed for this position of the PS in the Ministry of Health. Chair, you requested that I also look at my record
and membership to the various professional bodies.
I've been the principal secretary in charge. I had been appointed as the PS Health in 2018, a position I held for only 1 year, to March 2019 when I was moved to the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. Before that, I was the CEO, the director, or chief executive officer of the Kenya Medical Training College between 2015. Approximately 3 years before I moved now to become the CEO. And earlier on, of course, from 1992 to 1997, and the year 2000 to 2012, I was the head of medical engineering at the Kenya Medical Training College, where I started and expanded the medical engineering training department in a few campuses around the country. Prior to that, that is 1998, when I was employed in the Ministry of Health. I was the head of the maintenance unit of the Ministry of Health at Mbagathi. That is just immediately after employment, but I had been, when I was taken in 1989, I was a medical engineering officer at the Ministry of Health. At the moment, of the chief was awarded on 12. Of course, the order of the DW awarded December 20.